Good evening, everybody. Welcome to It's All Black and White TV. And this is a match review from last night's game at Old Trafford. I've got John on tonight. How are you, John?
Big up to you, Tony Ruggs. Thanks for having us on, man. Got back from Manchester yesterday, last night, 3 o'clock in the morning, to see a performance like that. But other than that, I'm over it now, and I'm absolutely fine. But tonight, I'm still fuming, getting beat by the worst Man United team I've ever seen in my life. That's the worst I've seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, I totally agree, John. They're not that great. Before we get into the show, if you do like what you see, then follow Sean the Sheep and do smash those likes. It really does help the channel, and it means new viewers find it easily. So do smash those likes. If you're brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. Come be part of this great community we got here. Also hit that bell notification to let you know when I'm live, have a pre-record, or as well. If you want to become a member, it is 99p. You can do that by clicking the join button. And if you want to make a donation, do that in the chat. Clicking the dollar sign with all money reinvested back in the channel as well. And just as I've said that, Leeds United have now gone 2-0 up against Norwich. So it looks like if carries on, Leeds will be at Wembley against either Southampton or West Bromwich Albion, who play tomorrow night. Preferably, we want Leeds to come up. We know why the reasons we want Leeds up. One main reason is they're closer to Newcastle than the likes of Southampton or West Bromwich Albion. So
I want Southampton to go, mate.
Ideally, it's only an hour and a half, isn't it, from Newcastle to Leeds?
It's not that, because Russell Martin's done a fantastic job at the club and plays some great football. So, nah.
Yeah, there's two reasons why we want. Well, we would like to have had both in the Premier League, but we can't have both. We can only have one or the other. So, we want Southampton to come up so they take Ryan Fraser off our hands, and we want Leeds up because they'll take Sean Longstaff. So it's going to be a weird one, isn't it?
Oh man, you know what it is, right? I mean, either way, I want them both gone. Man. I really do. I mean, I'm not being funny, right? But we're going to come on to Sean Longstaff later on. But, yeah. I mean, look, end of the day, right? People are saying that, I'm not having a go at him. I'm sure the guy's humble. But at the end of the day, right? I mean, those two misses yesterday are a red flag for this guy. I'm telling you. You want to move up, Tony, and I've said this many a time. You want to progress the phase 3 of the project. He cannot be part of that project. And he's not the only one.
No. We'll nip into some comments before we start. And Holly says, hi, Holly, by the way.
You got Holly.
Absolute disgrace. Stonewall penalty, a definite yellow card for Amrabat, fine margins. I thought we were unlucky. A draw for me was a fairer outcome all round. A lot of positives as well. Yeah, absolutely, Holly. I totally agree. We should never have lost that game. Brian, hi, Brian. Hope you're well. He says, evening, Tony, matey. Them tatty tea bags cheered me right up. I spoke to a Bournemouth fan today who said, this is why Eddie is just not good enough, too loyal to players. Well,
he's absolutely right. I mean, I love Eddie. I love Eddie to bits, right? Everyone knows that, yeah? But he come out today and he said that, look, he's going to make some ruthless decisions now. Now he's got to prove it because, you know what, Tony, right? I mean, now he realises now some of those players are not good enough. Good enough. Do you know what I mean? Let's be real, right? I mean, look, Mikel Arteta got rid of half of those players, yeah? He's turned them into like subpar players into world-class players like Declan Rice coming to the team, yeah? Declan Rice to the team, yeah? Trossard, fantastic player, yeah? Saliba, that guy's world-class. Best defender. For me, he's the best defender in the league.
Absolutely, John. I mean, before we played yesterday, because I think you were on a Man United stream the other night with Steve McCullough.
Yeah.
And I put the team in there, and I put the team in there that I thought we should have played last night. And this, if anybody hasn't seen the team, I said, this is a team that I would have started last night with, and I want to see what people in the chat think of this team as well. So I was going with Nick Pope in goal, with the back four of Trippier, Kraft, obviously, because I thought Shaw was still injured. So I went with Trippier, Kraft, Byrne, and Lewis Hall. Then I had a midfield three of obviously Longstaff, Bruno, and Joe Linton. Then up front, I had Gordon Wright, Isak middle, Barnes left. That is the lineup that I put on that screen on Monday night when you were on that channel. Yeah, sorry, when you were on that channel, John. And that team that I thought that would be a great team to play against Man United. That would be a nice, strong team. We didn't see that team last night. We saw totally, but we'll get into the team and we'll get into the ins and outs of the games as well. I'll just nip through some more comments. Trevor, hi Trevor, says definitely a penalty and a red card. Prove the ref never give anything.
He bottled it. Absolutely bottled it.
And it would have been given, yeah.
Bottled it. Hadn't that been on a foul on Højlund or Fernandes, I guarantee you one thing, they would surround the ref, and that would have been a pen. But for us, right, and that's the second time now that Gordon did not get a pen. They got vendetta against us, I'm telling you. And now, people are simply saying, oh, that could have changed the game. I don't think it would have done. How about the chances missed?
Yeah, absolutely. Mary says, evening, folks. Good evening to you. Mary, hope you're well.
Big up, Mary. Big up, Miz.
Brian says, I also spotted someone in Saudi who said, Eddie Howe, the fans or journalists won't see it coming as to him being sacked. There's obviously something massively wrong in that dressing room with a Wilson bust-up. I mean, yes, we're hearing rumours going around that Callum Wilson and Eddie Howe have had a bit of a to-do. We don't know what's gone on there, but Wilson pulled out of a digital question and answers event today with illness, citing illness. But again, all these rumours are going around about him and Wilson having a bust up, and apparently the club telling Wilson to look for a new team in the summer. Now, we don't know how true this is. And even if Eddie's asked us in his press conference tomorrow, I don't think Eddie's going to say anything, if I'm honest, because he won't want it to distract from the Brentford game. So we'll wait and see on that one. We'll be a bit sceptical, but until we say anything more concrete. But yeah, a lot of rumours are going around about that, so there's no smoke without fire, as I say. Bia says, evening all, picture looks good today, Tony. Cheers, Bia. Yeah, because I've plugged in my Ethernet cable, mate, tonight, because I've good evening, says Julie. Good evening to you, Julie. Julie, hope you're well. Do the sheep a favour and please hit the like, as in the description box. Thank you very much indeed, Mary. Bia says, if Leeds stay down, they have to sell £100 million worth of players to balance the books, as we've been scouting a couple. Yeah, I've seen that. Going around, but apparently a lot of Leeds fans are having to go Craig Hope over this and saying, where's Craig Hope getting all this crap from? He doesn't know what he's talking about. And he's getting a lot of stick on Twitter, Craig Hope, from Leeds fans about it. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see on that one. But yeah, apparently we're looking at Somerville, who's a good player, by the way, and also Gray as well, the young player. So yeah, I don't know. We'll see what happens. But I can't see Leeds. Oh, surprise, surprise! Guess who the referee is today for Leeds versus Norwich? It's Jared Gillett.
Wow.
Yeah, the man who stopped us last night.
Yeah, I don't want this referee in again. I do not want this referee our games again, or anywhere near our games. Stay in Australia, my guy. That's the best place.
Yeah.
Sorry, Clover, if you're watching, but take this guy back.
Well, yeah. Brian says, make no mistake, Bruno will leave in the summer. I don't care what anyone says. No Europe. He's gone. Massive questions will be asked in the summer. Do you know what?
Ooh.
I think you're absolutely right, Brian. I think he could go. I think if we don't get Europe, I don't think Bruno stays. I really don't. And I've said this for a long while. And if you listen to that interview from Bruno after the Forest game, he basically says, we have to be in Europe. So, again, we'll see what happens. Much clearer tonight, says Julie. Thank you very much. Peter McCardle, hi Peter. He says, blind loyalty could cost Eddie his job, not ruthless enough. Yeah, I totally agree, Peter. When you constantly play in your favourite players, we've seen it with other managers, it does get you the sack eventually. And
every single time, because I like Eddie. Everyone knows that. I love him at the bottom of my heart. But he's got to be ruthless. It's okay, come out and say it. He's going to sort this out. But unfortunately, he needs to do something about it quick. But he's seen those players for nearly 3 years. He must know now who's not good enough, who's good enough. And some of those players has overseen their time, have overstayed their time. How many times, Tony, have I said this on your show? I have to keep saying that to in my face, yeah? This is real talk, yeah? Because I don't want to see players like Longstaff, Murphy, Miggy, so Clover again, if you're watching, right? Fraser, and all this out of contrast. I don't want to see him in the squad next season. I really don't. Eddie's got to stop being loyal and getting the players going to make it. If that means getting players like Lloyd Kelly, Torsin, whatever his name is, from Fulham, right? And whoever comes in then, right? They'll not be my first choice, but I'll give them time. I'll give them time 100% because there are new players coming in. We've got to give them time. Yeah. But I think Eddie needs to start being ruthless because I'll be going to Japan and I do not want to see those players in Japan.
Thing is, there's a lot of players there pre-takeover that are not good enough and need to be gone. And it's, it's about time now. And, if you look at top managers, they earn their corn. They earn their right to be an elite manager by making decisions, Let's take Liverpool, for instance, Jurgen Klopp. He put Salah on the bench a couple of weeks ago. The guy who scores goals for fun for him. But he puts him on the bench because he didn't think he was playing well enough, so put him on the bench.
Yeah.
That's what a top manager does. He's not frightened to make a decision and say, right, okay, my best striker's not firing, bang, you're on the bench. The other striker who's been sitting on the bench can get on and play instead and take and have a starting place, which was Darwin Núñez. So, I mean, look, that's what top managers do. They make these decisions. They make these ruthless decisions. And that's where Eddie keeps saying he's learning. But where's he learned? Because I still don't see where Eddie's learned a lot from this because you're still seeing the same old. And look, I'm not here to say Eddie out or anything like that. I know probably fans will criticise, saying, but you can't call Eddie out. Well, I'm sorry. Look, at the end of the day, where criticism's due, it's due. And if a manager hasn't done something right, he deserves to be criticised for it. Now, if you watch the end of that game last night, Ten Hag took the mic. You were there, John, in the ground.
Yeah.
When he took a hold of that mic and spoke to the crowd. And from what I could hear on telly, I heard a lot of booing going on towards Ten Hag when he started talking. It was like the fans didn't want him there. And it was probably even louder in the ground, was it, John?
Yeah, it was. I mean, look, something back. I spoke to a lot of United fans and they said that the fans are still behind this guy. It's not his fault, but it's the player's fault. But, but they're singing his name. They're saying Ten Hag, Red Light Army. So, obviously, it's still backing this guy. Yeah, for me, if I was a Man U fan, I'll back this guy. I'll give him another season. It's not his fault. It's the player's fault. And I know people's going to say, what's John talking about here? Well, look, it's the players. It's players. I'm not saying that to keep him in a job. I'm just saying, what I'm saying is, he just needs another season to get things right. New ownership's come in. He's got to give him a chance. He's got to give him a chance. And I think they're still backing this guy.
Yeah, absolutely. Jam Stasher, greetings, Tony and John. Hello, everyone. Hi, Team Jam Stasher. John Johnson says, Isak was a superhero, the invisible man. Yeah, we'll talk about that as well.
He was poor yesterday. That chance he had should have buried it. Other than that, he was so ominous to me.
Hi, Tony and John says, Ian, good evening, Ian. I bet you're happy at Celtic winning the league. Mick says, big up and live free, Tony and John Sinclair. Cheers, Mick. Thank you very much.
Big up, big up.
Brian says, our Dutch hooker and our goal has conceded over 36 goals so far. It's not great at all, is it, Brian? Not great. And we will be talking about him as well, by the way.
I'll give you the stats as well quickly, right? Last season, we lost 3 away games, conceding 19 goals, yeah? This season, right, I mean, we lost 11 away games in the Premier League. And conceded, like you said, those 60 goals, right? That is not Champions League form. You're not going to win a title like that. You're not going to win the league. You're not going to qualify for top 4 like that. Let's be real, right? That needs to be addressed. Yes, Botman was out injured, Lascelles out injured. I get that, but also the midfield's a massive problem as well. But for me, that needs to be addressed very, very quickly because we've slightly gone backwards a little bit.
I mean, yeah, we'll get into the match now. Anyway, I mean, look, we saw the lineups come out as well. So I mean, there's the Man United lineup as it was there. We saw the heart of the defence was Casemiro and Johnny Evans. And talking before this game, we were thinking, yes, Alexander Isak must be licking his lips thinking, wow, Casemiro and Evans. Evans, who's 35-year-old, Casemiro, who's not even a centre-half. We saw Palace rip them apart 4-0. Arsenal looked nervy on Sunday against them, but managed to get the job done and won 1-0. So you're sort of thinking, yes, this is a great opportunity we've got here. And there was the Newcastle lineup as well with Trippier back in at the expense of Livramento, who's got an ankle knock. But basically, other than that, it was basically the same team that played against Brighton on Saturday. And I was quite surprised because I was expecting Pope to be back between the sticks, and I was hoping to see Joe Linton in that team. We saw neither start of that game. So, I mean, look, we started off well, but then Man U got into the game a bit, and Bruno Fernandes was playing as a false nine sort of thing. We had goals at them, they had goals at us. It just seemed who was going to blink first and who was going to score first, and that was the problem, And obviously the problem was it was Man United who scored first on 31 minutes. It was just too easy. And Kobe Mainoo just placed it. And it didn't even look a hard shot. And Dubravka nowhere near it. And I was just like, how's he not even got anywhere near to saving that? Because, didn't look a hard shot. It didn't look a ferocious shot. It just looked like as if he was just placing it. And, and it was just like being on the training ground, the way he scored it. And I just thought, this is why Nick Pope should have been in. If Nick Pope's in, he stops that going in the back of the net. But Dubravka, for me, is not good enough. I'm sorry, he's 35 now. He's had his day. Yes, he'll probably go and play for Slovakia in the Euros. But remember the World Cup when he played, or was it the last Euros, Spain put 6 past him and he looked abysmal that day. Absolutely abysmal. I mean, John, that goal from Kobe Mainoo, too easy, wasn't it? Far too easy.
And I don't want to upset a lot of people. That's down to Kieran Trippier. Where was he? Why was he not closing him? Yeah, too much space for him.
Yeah,
it's down his side. Don't know what I mean. Couldn't believe what I was seeing. He had the freedom of Stretford. It was a poor goal to concede, man. And it's just poor defending all around. Do you know what I mean? It's just too easy. Do you know what I mean? I think Dubravka could have done a bit better, but at the end of the day, let's be real. I mean, it's just awful, absolutely shocking. And we had to get back into the game very, very quick. We could have gone 2 down on the stroke of half time. Could well have done, but man, I just think it's disgraceful, man, Tony. I mean, it's a poor goal to concede, and it's just poor, absolute poor. His position, Trippier's position is very poor. Very poor.
Yeah. I mean, we had chances, John, to get back into it. Longstaff, I mean, either side of the keeper, and that's in the back of the net, but he just sort of put it straight towards him, didn't he? And it was an easy save, wasn't it, for Onana, who, to be honest with you, hasn't been the greatest keeper in the Premier League this season. He's been pretty poor at times.
Agreed.
But I expected more from us, and and going in at half time 1-0 down, it just wasn't right, was it? And it just didn't have that feel. And you just thought, this is going to be one of those games, And obviously we saw the Anthony Gordon incident as well. That was in the first half. the tackle from Amrabat was shocking.
Oh,
I mean, obviously you're at the ground, so we see it on the TV, and they showed you the hole in his sock, and you've probably seen the pictures now. But the thing is, how on earth? Okay, so Rob Jones, the referee on field, doesn't give it as a penalty. That's fine, but you've got VAR. VAR can look at different angles. They can slow it down. They can make still images to see what's what. Now the referee in question, the clown who was actually refereeing this game tonight between Leeds and Norwich, Jared Gillett, decides, we'll side with the referee, no mistake. Now the thing is, he could have so easily said to Rob Jones, look, I think this could be a penalty. Go and have a look for yourself. Go and have a second look. Go and have a look at the monitor. And he could have gone to the monitor, and I think as soon as Rob Jones would have saw that, he would have turned around and said, yeah, that's a penalty straight away. Now, Wolves have put a motion in that they want rid of VAR. And I can see why Wolves have said that. But they reckon the clubs will vote for it to stay. Now then, this is the exact reason why VAR does not work. Because it's not the technology, by the way, guys and girls. It's not the technology. It's the people who are operating it, you know. It's like driving your car, you know. You know, if you go through a red light, you can't see, it's the car's fault. No, it's the person who's behind the wheel that's gone through the red light, not the car. So it's the same with the VAR. You know, at the end of the day, they've got to look at this and say, right, okay, we need to make it. What they need to do is, I think you need ex-pro players put in there. Leeds have just gone 3-up, by the way, and there's only 40 minutes on the clock.
Game's done.
So what you've got to do is, I think ex-players need to sit there with the referee. And I think, so obviously you wouldn't have an ex-player of ours sitting with the referee because that would be biased. But at least have an ex-player there. You know, whether it's Micah Richards or whether it's, you know, Ian Wright or whoever, Alan Shearer. But you need somebody there to sit there and say, well, actually, no, if you look at that, that is actually a penalty, you know. But I just wonder what the assistant VARs are telling the VAR ref as well. So, and the thing is, you don't hear these going on, the conversations. But yeah, I mean, John, your thought on that? I think we were well and truly robbed on that. Amrabat should have probably even got a red card, to be fair, because the studs were up as well, weren't they?
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it could have been a penalty and a red card for foul of conduct, serious foul play. Andy Gordon's right. Come and say, what's the point of having VAR? Why did you just if it's not going to work, get rid? Personally, I get rid. It does not work in this country, in the Premier League. We're supposed to be the best in the world. We are not the best league in the world. We are not. And I've always said that. It ain't the best in the world. Yeah. And they kind of get this right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But Anthony Gordon spot on said that got him got a problem, but if you're not going to sort it out, don't bother having it. Do you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I think it should have been looked at. That's what got VAR sorted out. But hadn't it been Højlund, Fernandes, or Garnacho got brought down for a tackle like that, I guarantee you one thing, that would have been looked at. But because it's Newcastle United, they don't care. They don't give a toss. And this is why you either sort it or just don't bother. But you're quite right. I think something needs to be looked at. I can understand why Wolves want it scrapped. They would have banned it. Will it be scrapped? I don't think it will. I think the Big Six still want it. That is the thing. But I think they need to look into it and just get it banned. Just get it banned. I'm kind of sick of it now, Tony. It's complete utter waste of time. This thing. It works in Europe. It doesn't work here. Get rid of it now. Just get rid of it because it's a joke.
That's the thing, though, John. It works well abroad. So, you know, why is it working well in Europe, but it's not working in our country? There's something seriously wrong. Yeah, there's something seriously wrong.
Technology. They haven't got a clue. They have not got a clue. And to tell you what, Tony, right? I mean, he just said there, get ex-footballers in the booth. Get them in. You're going to keep it. fine. But get ex-footballers in there, not ex-refs. None of them, some of them haven't got a clue. No wonder only 2 referees going to the Euros. Anthony Taylor, Mickey Oliver. That is it. You know what I mean? But
yeah,
it's horrendous. Just get rid of it, man. Just get rid. It's certainly not working.
I mean, Peter McCardle makes a point. We've conceded 60 goals this season. It's obvious where the problem lies. 81 goals scored.
Scoring goals, but it's just our defence. That defence needs to be worked at. Do you know what I mean? I mean, we tried to get that lad from Fulham, and Lloyd Kelly, a left back. He can play centre back as well, by the way, as long as he doesn't get injured too much. But let's be real, right? I mean, we need to get Botman back fit and ready, but that's going to be till Jan. Big up Lorraine, by the way.
Big up Lorraine.
Love you lots, Lorraine. Love you. Share the love to Lorraine, by the way.
She says, yes, Tony, I heard the booing as well from the fans when Ten Hag started to speak. John said he had left but didn't see Ten Hag's speech.
I heard it, but I left.
Yeah.
But I heard it, but I just don't, because I was so distraught getting beat by them lots, right? Them lots. I'm just absolutely speechless, man. But next season, I want to beat these again. I want to beat these home and away.
Yeah.
That means getting better players coming in, improving.
Lorraine says, Ten Hag said they were the best fans in the world, yet they booed him. Exactly. That made me laugh when he said that. I couldn't believe it.
I mean, at the end of the day, right, I've got a lot of United mates who follow us on social media, who I respect. They know I respect them. Simple as that, you know what I mean? But for me, I still would be better than them. I want to finish above these. You know what I mean? We had that chance last night and we didn't. Now we got to go to Brentford, and I'm going to be honest with you, Tony, I don't feel confident going there.
I don't feel confident going there, John, because, look, a lot of people say teams who are safe from relegation, nothing to play for, there won't be, they won't take the game seriously. You're wrong, because I'll tell you why. Every game this weekend in the Premier League will not be easy, and there's a reason for that. Like, Everton will not roll over for Arsenal. West Ham won't roll over for Man City. Brentford aren't going to roll over for us. And I'll tell you why. Because every team in the Premier League will have players in them teams that's countries are in the Euros. And they are playing for their place on the plane to Germany, whether it's for England, Denmark, whoever. But they are playing for their place in that team. So those players will not be sitting back thinking, oh, we're on the beach, because they know there could be a chance that they go to the Euros. So that's why I'm saying no games this weekend will be easy. There'll be no sitting as if they're on the beach. Brentford will be tough opposition, let's be honest. They play well at their ground. Plus, you've got players on that team who will be playing to want to be into Europe. I mean, you'll have Ivan Toney. He'll probably want to make a statement to say, look, put me on the plane to Germany for England. Obviously, Anthony Gordon will want to go, but we don't know if Gordon's going to be fit at the weekend. That's the difference. But we all know that Gordon should be on that plane to Germany for the Euros. But that's the reason I'm saying that none of the games this weekend will be easy for anybody. They'll all be tough games, because every player that's possible that could be in the squad for the Euros will want to put a show on to make sure, and not to just sit there and just say, oh, I'm on the beach, because then manager's going to look at that and think, well, I'm not going to pick you because you're not bothered. All you're worried about is just, oh, am I going to be on the beach, So, do you agree with that, John?
100%. 100%. I was going to say facts when you were chatting. Totally agree, because they want to go out there and give their all on that game. It's as simple as that. I mean, look, Tony's got a point to prove. He wants to be on that plane, and Bruno wants to play well. I mean, it's not going to be easy going to the GMX, and it's at the GMX, I think it is, yeah? Let's be real. G-Tech, that's it.
Yeah.
And they're going to make us work. They really are going to make us work. Our record at Brentford ain't bad, really. We won there last season, by the way, after coming back from 1-0 down. But I want to see changes there. But can we still qualify for you? We can still qualify for European football, can we? If we win. And Chelsea don't win. But I fully expect Chelsea to win.
If we win on Saturday and say Bournemouth pulled off the unthinkable and beat Chelsea,
yeah,
we finish 6th place.
Yeah.
If Chelsea get a draw or a win and we win, we finish 7th. But then we've got a hook. But then we are not guaranteed a European place because we've got to hope Man City stop Man United winning the FA Cup. If Man United win the FA Cup, we don't get Europe next season if we finish 7th. That's the bottom end of it.
I think in that case, then we have bottled it. Then we bottled it. We should have beat Brighton at home, especially second half, and we just couldn't beat the worst team, the worst Man U team I've ever witnessed in my life. Couldn't beat them, so we bottled it.
I mean, you look at this. You know, you look at last season. We finished 4th. Okay, we knew this season would be a bit different because we're playing in 4 different competitions. And we've had a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
But this season, it hasn't been progression, it's been regression because we're down the table a bit now. And, you know, okay, it might be regression, but even if we got into a Europa Conference League place, I'll still take that because that's a competition you can win. It's a competition that Aston Villa probably should have been in the final a lot. They just lost it because, you know, I think they maybe paid too much respect to Olympiacos and took a hammering. Plus, Robert Alston isn't the best goalkeeper and the backup keeper. But yeah, I mean, look, this season's been a bit of regression. But saying that, it's how we perform next season and how we start next season and what players come into the club. But going back to the game last night, you know, I just wanted to see us come out in the second half. I wanted to see Eddie Howe get into the team and say, right, okay, I want you to get out there, you know. And I thought we started off better when we come out in the second half. And it was only 4 minutes into the second half when Anthony Gordon got his goal. You know, what a superb goal that was from Gordon. You know, he even kept himself on side, you know, and I just thought it was absolutely brilliant the way he done it. Kept himself on side. The assist from Jacob Murphy. Lovely ball across. There was Gordon into the back of the net. No chance for an honour. At 1-1, you're thinking, right, okay, we've got this now. We've got this. Let's go on and win this. I mean, John Gordon scoring again. Absolutely fantastic. You know, he's into double figures of goals and of assists as well. I mean, look, this guy can't do any wrong. You know, and even Seb Hutchinson, the Sky commentator, he said, because Rashford's warming up. He says, you know, he's obviously got a fight on his hands with the left wing spot, but he normally gets the left winger spot for England. And that's when Alan Smith butted in and said, well, hang on a minute. He says, no. He says, Rashford used to be guaranteed. He says, but Anthony Gordon, and this was from Alan Smith, the ex-Arsenal striker.
Yeah.
He said, he says, the thing is, he says, Anthony Gordon is miles ahead of Marcus Rashford at this time. And I thought, well said, Alan Smith, because that's what I've been saying for a long time. Anthony Gordon is miles ahead of Rashford, and he's right. He's absolutely right. John, but that goal from Gordon, brilliant, wasn't it?
Fantastic goal from lovely cross from Murphy. That's the only good thing he did all night, to be fair. Lovely assist. And he held up beautifully, Gordon. Lovely finish. No chance whatsoever. And the moment Angie got that goal, right, I thought, like you just said, okay, we got this. And we're just going to take it to them because we were the better team. Simple as that. But we had to score early. We did that. Now go on and win the game. Put him to the sword. Isak had that chance. 3-on-1. And Amber came back and defended. Isak should have buried that straight away. Hit it first time, man. And then they scored again. They scored again.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the thing, man. And it's so frustrating when you're on top of the game, right, against these lot, and you go 2-1 behind, all that hard work you've done to that point has gone away.
Yeah.
And then after that, we had to chase the game again. That is the thing. We had so many chances, Tony. We're just not putting them away. That is the problem. And also, our final balls, the decision making hasn't been great.
No. And thing is, John, we held that lead for 8 minutes. And then I think it come from a corner. And where was the marking to Amad Diallo? You know, Gordon was nowhere near him. And he unleashes a shot straight past Dubravka, you know. And it just happened to be, it had to be Diallo, you know, who had been on loan at Sunderland last season. And you can imagine all the Mackhams would have been cheering that one when he scored that. I mean, it was a good goal, but again, was Dubravka at fault for that goal? Could he have gotten near it? I mean, it was a tremendous strike from the young man. Don't take it away from him. But again, it was our shocking defending that gifted them a second goal, John.
Yep. Defence wasn't great when the shot came in. And also the back's position wasn't great neither. I'm not going to lie. But it's just poor around, Tony. It's just poor all around. I mean, we need leaders there. Where's the leaders? Yeah? I mean, let's be real. They should have pushed out, but they just stood there. You know what I mean? A lot of them. And 2-1 down, have to chase the game again. And I was just so frustrated, so hurt at that poor defending, man. It's just laughable. I mean, they're not special, this team. I don't know what to say, man. I don't know what to say, but it was just poor around, man. I can't really add anything to that, man.
I mean, that miss from Isak when it deflected off the foot of Amrabat, sorry. So why didn't he just lift that over? It's all he had to do, and it would have been in the back of the net, you know. And that was a huge chance because that would have leveled the game at the time.
Totally agree. I mean, that's what he said when he missed that chance. That would have been 2-1 up.
Yes, sorry, we would have been 2-1 up, John. Yes, sorry, yeah.
Because you took the game to them.
Right. That's right, because you know, we had like a 2-on-1, didn't we? You know, it was Gordon who put the ball through to Isak, and yes, he would have made it 2-1. Sorry, yes. Yeah. But instead, we ended up going 2-1 down because, Diallo scored. That's right, yeah. Then obviously on 84 minutes, Highland makes a 3-1, and you're just thinking, this is too easy for Man United. We're making Man United look like prime Brazil, aren't we?
Real Madrid.
Yeah. Making Casemiro look like one of the best centre-backs in world football.
Yeah. And Evans. I mean, the thing is, though, you can't beat these two makeshift centre-backs, right? Didn't really let a glove of them at times. Didn't rough them up. And that's what happens. I mean, look, this is, like I said, right? I mean, there's a massive opportunity missed. Yeah? It goes from Eddie's got his team selection wrong to us not defending properly. That's the thing. Oh, man. This is so hurting. And you know what? I mean, I never left the ground early, and I'm not going to leave the ground early until the very end. And I think that's the best thing. But I knew the game was done. And that's all there is to it. But we had a couple of missed chances as well. Sure, Longstaff, we need to touch on them as well, Tony.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is, you know, we had, as I say, we had other chances, you know. I mean, Casemiro cleared one off the line just as well. It was just literally millimetres. Just been a little bit further, it would have been a goal. You know, as I say, Longstaff missed an absolute sitter. Isak's missed one. Well, Sean Longstaff missed a couple. We will talk about him towards the end of the game. But I mean, look, Lewis Hall brought some hope, and he put in a beautiful goal. Scored a cracking goal from outside the box. You know, it's starting to be his favourite place for scoring goals. Now that's 2 he scored for us this season at Old Trafford. And then you're sort of thinking, right, okay, we've got another 5 minutes here of injury time. If now we can spur this on, we can go on, and who knows, we could grab an equaliser, and that I would have been happy with the draw, but wasn't to be, and we ended up losing 3-2. But I mean, that was a cracking goal from Lewis Hall, and I think he's played brilliant since he's come into the team.
Goal of the night for me. It was a lovely, lovely finish, and it's just a shame it wasn't a winning goal, like an equalising goal, which took us into Europe. Do you know what I mean? But I thought Lewis Hall had a magnificent game last night. It just goes to show that he had to be patient coming in, and everything worked out for him. I love this player already. Get that guy signed up, and what I like about him, right? He makes the right decisions, right? And he defends well, goes forward well, and he's not scared of taking a shot. And he loves to come inside from left back into the midfield. And this guy, honestly, is going to be an excellent fullback next to that left back position now should be his to keep.
Well, that is a question that's been said today on it's been on X, Twitter, whatever you want to call it. Now, a lot of people are saying, I think it come from a journalist, I think. But anyway, a lot of people are saying, what will happen is we'll get cover for left centre-back, and then Dan Burn will go back left back because Eddie Howe will say, I need to play him because of his height. Well, I'm sorry. Lewis Hall, for me, has got to be the starter next season at left back. Definitely, without a doubt.
Fact. Absolute fact. And do you know what? That position is covered. The right back, Livramento, that's definitely going to be covered. Yeah? The centre-back, well, until Botman comes back, it's had to be Fabian Schär and a new defender. Maybe, well, we still got to keep Dan Burn anyway. But it's good. It's good to have cover, yeah? But I think Eddie's going to be loyal to Dan Burn again. Do you know what I mean? But we do need pace at that back. And this Tosin from Fulham has got pace at the back.
Ben Nichols says, hi, Tony, how are you? I think you've tried your best. I think he's a Man United fan. I think Lewis Hall should be permanent. And John, how are you doing? I mean, Ben, Lewis Hall's a permanent deal anyway. He's a permanent deal now anyway because we've activated the release. We've activated the clause that we've got. I think, maybe we did try, but I don't think we tried hard enough. I think we could have tried better than what we did last night. Very disappointed with that performance and all. But Lewis Hall, what an absolute star he's going to be. Tristan says, John, Tony, you know what needs to happen to be better than them being in a top manager who will bring this club properly. Tuchel Terzic at Dortmund, 2 years, he's done more than what Eddie's done in 16 years. I mean, look, first of all, Thomas Tuchel, I'm going to say no thank you because look at what he's done for Bayern Munich. He's been absolute dross. What did he do last week? Trying to be cocky. Oh, Bayern Munich, 1-0 up at Real Madrid, winning the tie. Oh, I tell you what we'll do. Let's take off Kane and Sane. Let's rest them now. What happens? Bang. Joselu scores 2 goals. Real Madrid into the next round, into the final, playing at Wembley against Dortmund. I wouldn't have Tuchel. He's too erratic for me. Yeah, Terzic, I think he's a good manager. He's done very well with Dortmund. But would he come to Newcastle? I'm not so sure. He might want to stay at Dortmund. Who knows?
I think he will. He could have been sacked. He could have been sacked after Christmas, but they decided to keep him on. And it just goes to show he's a young manager. He plays good football, right? People are saying, we'll beat Dortmund in Champions League at home. But let me just say this quickly, right? I know you pushed for time, but Borussia Dortmund are the institution of world football, right? Don't diss them. Don't ever diss clubs like Dortmund, Milan, right? thinking, "Now we're going to beat these, going to beat this," right? They're an institution of world football and Champions League. You got to show them a bit more respect. It's not going to be easy, those games, and it's been proved.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, we'll go in, I think we'll go into player ratings and we'll rate these players and see what people have got there. So do have your say in the chat as well, and do rate the players as well. How we rate them. I'll kick it off with you, John. Anyway, there you go. Sum this man up, Martin Dubravka.
You know what? He's going to get a 3. I mean, look, this guy Costa scores. You know, like when it comes to big games, Costa scores every time, yeah. And you know what? His position play is poor. I mean, again, second and third goals just poor. First goal, I'm not going to blame him that much. I blame that to Trippier and the defence as well, Trippier more. But for me, he cannot be picked again. Get Nick Pope in, man. Get Nick Pope in, Tony. Just say, thanks, Martin. You've been a great servant. I want to get Nick Pope back in. We've got a massive game.
Yeah.
3 for me.
Yeah, I mean, look, Dubravka, I thought he was poor last night. He's been poor for a long time. I was very surprised because Eddie Howe says Nick Pope's fit. Right. So if he's fit, why is he not playing? Because if he's not fit, then why is Karius not on the bench then? If Nick Pope's not fit to start the game. So for me, no, I thought Dubravka was poor last night. I thought the goals he conceded were rather poor as well. Has no confidence, does not command his area very well. And I've said this numerous times, you know, as I say, I've played as a goalkeeper and I know what's like when you command your box. If you command your box, your defence is strong then because your defence know they can trust you to make the judgments. But for me, I watched Dubravka and I don't see him commanding that area very well. Where if you watch Karius against Arsenal, yes, we conceded 4, but he actually commanded his area. And, you know, so, and that's the difference. And that's why the defence trusts Nick Pope, because they know Nick Pope commands his area and he's a sweeper keeper. Dubravka hesitates. Oh, will I come out? Will I stay back? Will I come out? So by the time he does that, there's a goal going in the back of the net. You know, so, yeah, too much hesitation for me from Dubravka as well. So for me, I'm giving Dubravka a 2. I think I just think he was absolutely woeful last night. And I'm sure he could have stopped those stopped a couple of them goals at least anyway. Especially the Menu one. I thought that was just pretty poor last night from Dubravka.
Awful. I don't want to see that. I don't want to see this keeper playing for us again. I really don't. I know people have a go at saying that I'm being negative, being harsh, but I'm speaking facts. No. I'm not here to please people, Tony. I'm here to have my opinion, and I'm sticking by it. I'm not a sheep.
Absolutely, John. I mean, look, you've got every right to be. You know, at the end of the day, you know, we just want to see the team put in a great performance. You know, but when the keeper's playing poorly and you can see the defence are suffering because of it, you know, if we can see it, surely Eddie Howe can see it. But as he just keep picking Dubravka because he's thinking, well, he's been, you know, he's a nice lad to have around the dressing room. I don't want to upset him. No, Eddie, it's not about upsetting people. It's about being ruthless. Make the decisions.
I don't want to hear that.
I want to see Nick Pope back in that goal on Sunday. There is only one game left. I mean, you know, 2 games left. I said about starting Joe Linton. People said, oh, no, he's only come back from it. Hang on a minute. Trippier's just come back from injury. He come on and had a few minutes and he started the game and played an hour. So I would have played Joe Linton from the start last night and given him an hour. There's only 2 games left. It doesn't matter what's going to happen to them, you know. But he didn't start with him. Anyway, let's get on to this one. So we've got Kieran Trippier at right back. So Kieran Trippier came back. I thought he looked okay. Yes, okay. He's been a bit rusty because he's been out with injury. Sort of caught out for that first goal as well. At fault for that. But I think he just got through the minutes. Obviously ran out of steam towards the end. But look, I'm not gonna cut this guy too much. Not gonna be too harsh on Trippier at all because, like I say, I thought he did okay coming back. But for me, Trippier, I'll give him a 6, John. I'll give him a 6.
Oh, Tony, you're being a bit generous there, man.
Just because he put a couple of good balls in the box, John, as well. But other than that, yeah, that's the reason.
Look at the first goal again. It was just embarrassing.
But the first goal, yeah. But there again, like I say, it's rustiness, John. He's just come back, hasn't he?
Yeah, he could say that. He could say, come on, come on for some calmness. Yeah.
Tell you what, I'll be a bit harsh. I'll give him a 4 then, John. There you go. I'll give him
a 4. It's your rating. You're giving him a 6. You give him a 6. It's your turn. You give him a 6. You give him a 6. It's not my. It's just my turn, man.
But what about you, John?
Well, I would have given him a 4 personally, but because at the end of the day, that defending set the tone. You can't defend that. I love Kieran Trippier. I love the guy, yeah. But you got to say how it is, yeah, because it was not as good best of games. No wonder got hooked off after 60. Even Garnacho, right, and Tim as well sometimes, you know what I mean? But I love Trippier, but his positioning is poor. And I know he had rustiness, yeah, but that's part of the reason why we lost that game.
Yeah.
But you want to give him a 6, you give him a 6.
No, I'm going down to a 4, John. I've took it down to a 4.
I tell you what, we're going to go 5 then. I'll go 5. You said 6, I said 4, we go 5. Up to you. Right,
so we come to the centre of defence, and I'll give you, there you go, Emil Kraft.
Listen, I thought he played well to a degree. Yeah, he switched from centre back to right back. I thought he did okay. He showed commitment to the team that he's got things to offer from defence and right back. You know, and he nearly got an assist for Joe Linton, which had as well saved. But other than that, I think he did steady, Eddie. For me, it's a really hard one because at times when United broke, I mean, they look dangerous, yeah, and at times we looked a bit all over the place. I'm going to give the kid a 6.
Yeah, I go along with that, John. I think he done okay. I thought he had a solid game. I thought he did all right. Yeah. Again, I absolutely agree, John. I think a 6 is fair enough for Emil Kraft. I thought he was okay.
Look, end of the day, like he's versatile. We need versatility in a team. I can see why Eddie wants to get this guy signed up to a 1-year deal. And look, when he comes in, the guy's steady. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. I didn't used to rate this guy, but slightly got better. So I'll give him a steady 6.
Yeah, absolutely. So his partner in crime is this man here, BDB, Big Dan Burn. I thought Dan Burn. What? Go on, John. What do you think?
You go for it. You tell me. You go for it. Your turn.
I mean, look, Dan Burn. He got his tackles in, didn't he? And he, pretty solid enough for me, Dan Burn.
Yeah.
Yeah. For me, I didn't think Dan Burn was too bad, if I'm honest. I think he's playing better as a centre back than he is a left back. Let's be honest. Close to scoring last night as well. So look, yeah, I like him in the corners. I think he's great for the height. I mean, Mainu. What on earth, was their manager thinking putting Mainu up against Burn? I mean, Burn's like a 1.5 feet taller than what Mainu is. There's no way Mainu's going to outjump Dan Burn, that's for sure.
No.
Unless he's like Zebedee with springs on his feet. But, yeah, for me, Bruno was solid enough. I'm going to give him a 6. I thought he was all right. Yeah,
Yeah, I'll
so
go with 6 as
I'll give
well.
him a 6.
100% 6 for me. I mean, look, for me, I think he's decent. Yeah, decent. And he's unlucky not to have scored when Casemiro cleared it off the line. But he's a whisker, like I said, scoring that goal. But big threat from the other box as well. Yeah, 6.
Yeah, absolutely, John. Right. And we'll finish off the back four with this guy. And you can take this one away first of all, John. Lewis Hall.
He's going to get an 8 for me. I think he's been really good last night. I mean, I said earlier on that he goes forward well, scored a good goal, a fantastic goal, by the way. And he's been a standout player alongside Anthony Gordon, who's going to come to later on. But when he takes the ball forward, he makes the right decisions. He loves to play inside, left back into the mid. He defends properly as well. He's quick. And he's got a footballing brain. I mean, Lewis Hall, it's got to be signed up in summer. I think we activated this deal anyway. 28 million quid for a left back, which is not a bad deal at all. Do you know what I mean? Like Timber cost 20 mil from Ajax to Arsenal. Yeah. And this guy, 28, Newcastle fan. I like him. I do like him. He's a proper left back. A proper left back. And we got to sign this guy up. 8 out of 10 for me. And yeah, I'm not going to blame him. I just think he's been outstanding.
Yeah, I thought Lewis Hall had a great game last night. Him and Gordon down that left were absolutely terrific. The pair of them. Yeah, I thought he was great. The goal he scored, what a goal that was. Yeah, okay, he was unlucky on the third goal that they got, but other than that, he was solid enough. Try to get moves going as well. So for me, Hall gets a 9.
9. Cool.
I think that's about right for Hall of a 9. But I thought he was one of the best players on the pitch last night.
Yeah.
So we now go to the middle of the park. Oh God, the long. Right, okay. I'll take this one first of all, and then I'll get John's view as well. Sean Longstaff. Right. Sean Longstaff. What we're going to say about Longstaff? What have we got good to say about Longstaff? Let's think. Is there anything I can think positive in that game that I saw? Apart from the 2 big chances he missed? No, I can't. Right, let's look at the stats. Oh, sorry, there is no stats because he didn't really do anything in that game, did he? Apart from missed 2 big chances. I thought he was really poor, if I'm honest. For me, this guy has to be sold in the summer. I do not want to see him given an extended contract. If somebody wants to pay 20 million quid and take him, please just take him. Take him off our hands. We want to be an elite club. I don't think he's that type of player to be at that next level. But he would do a team like Bournemouth or, West Ham maybe, someone like that. But for a team that's wanting to be fighting for titles, things like that, I don't think he's that type of player, I'm afraid. But I thought Sean Longstaff was really, really poor last night. Really poor. To be honest with you, I don't want to see him playing on Sunday, if I'm honest, but we know he's going to play on Sunday. For me, my rating out of 10 for Longstaff is a big fat 0. There we go. John, take it away. Sean Longstaff.
I'll give him 2 months earlier on, but I would give him a 2. But for me, 2 big chances. You got to put them away. Do you know what? Let's judge Sean as a footballer, or 36 as a footballer. Yeah, he's a humble guy. Yeah, I'm sure he's a humble guy. Never met the guy, but as a footballer, he's been with us since 2018 under Rafa Benitez. Right now it's 2024. What has he improved? Now people's going to say, "Yeah, he's a local lad. He's a street." Yeah. Don't care. I'm not being fair. Declan Rice is a Cockney. He's Cockney. He's a London lad. He's a local lad. Yeah. But if you don't perform, then you've got to get it as well. Do you know what I mean? But the fact of the matter is, right, he just said there, Tony, I want to be an elite club. yeah, in many years to come. It just can't fit in. I mean, look, Lorraine don't like him either because she keeps saying it gets handed to him on a plate, yeah. But he had 2 chances on the plate yesterday, missed it both. The trouble is, Eddie loves him, right? I get that, but Bruno going to come in a minute. I know that's a fact, yeah. But is Bruno going to be thinking, oh, is Sean Longstaff an elite player? Is he an elite player? Is he going to make him better? The answer to that one is probably no, because the bottom line is he ain't good enough for this team. When you got Joe Linton there, Tonali, Lewis Manley, Joe Willock when he's fit, or Elliot Anderson, they're all great players. They're all great players, yeah? But Elliot Anderson's going to come good. Do we need Sean in that team? Probably not. I say move him on in the summer, get 20 million quid, he's got 1 year left on his contract, get a fee for him. Eddie needs to be absolutely ruthless on this guy. I say, look, at the end of the day, I don't feel you're good enough for this team. Honestly, man. But if Sean, if 36 comes in, right, if you say next season, right, gets an extended contract, as much as I love for Eddie, it will be on him. Because I don't see the point why give him a new contract. We've got flooded midfielders in there. Don't need him. Don't need him. Do you know? But I want to
rip the contract up now.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, though, people say he scored goals, yeah. But I tell you what, Joe Linton scored goals. Bruno scored goals, yeah. Willock scores goals, yeah. I tell you one thing. I want him to find a new club, yeah. I really, really do. And people think I'm going to go at him. Oh, I'm not. I just don't think he is good enough for this club anymore. And if you need to move on, this is the third phase or phase 3 of the project in the summer. He cannot be in it. Eddie's been loyal to him. And I'll tell you what, he must see enough of him.
I mean, Foxy says improved on his goal record this season, but with everyone fit, Longstaff's probably 6th or 7th choice.
Fact.
Absolutely correct, Foxy.
Fact. Because the fact is, right, I want to see tonight's going to come back in anyway. Tonali, Joe, and Bruno. We can't afford to lose Bruno. Because if he goes, right, then you have to look at the quality players that we've got. What more can I say, Tony? What more can I say? I mean, come on. He's got to be aware. He's got 1 left on his contract. Let's get someone on this guy. Moving on. I want to see some of the players leave.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, the Longstaff, we're Longstaff. It's just, it's not working. And look, we know we don't. We just want him to move on, and let's hope we do move him on in the summer as well. Because to be fair, he has to go. He doesn't fit into the team, John. Like I said, and the thing is, if we want to be an elite club, we've got the likes of Longstaff. Has got to go. I'm afraid, and that's what's got to happen.
Tell you another thing, right? Sure Longstaff. The guy obviously slows the game down as well. Yes, I mean Foxy. I know he scores more than Maggie, yeah, but it's not going to improve. It's not going to improve. That is it. The player that made him better was Rafa Benitez. But
yeah,
you need to turn over the staff. Yeah, we've got new owners. You need to turn over the team. You need to turn over the staff. Do you know what I mean? I mean, I'm not criticizing the guy, but he's not good enough as a footballer. You look at, I watch these channels, yeah, main channels, yeah. They saying that some of the players aren't good enough. Yeah, they need to be moved on. That is it.
Yeah. Right. I'm going to. Who will I give you in the midfield next, John?
You got Bruno or you got Elliot.
Yeah, no, we got Bruno and Anderson. I'm going to give you. There you go. Take Elliot Anderson away, John, from last night.
There's great head of a Deva from this guy. Yeah, I mean, he's worked hard, but the trouble is though, I mean, he didn't have impact on the game as well. And I like to be, and I think personally, we have to start this guy because there's no one else there. Yeah, but he didn't really do much. But when Jordan came on, he was more impactful when he came on than Anderson. Yeah, he didn't do that much for me. I was just going to give him a 5 for me.
Yeah, I wasn't that impressed with Elliot Anderson last night, John. I mean, yes, he got back and tried to help out and like making it as a back 5, but other than that, I wasn't that impressed with Anderson.
The game passed him by though, Tony. The game kind of passed him by.
Yeah.
I mean, he didn't get much of the ball. He didn't do a lot. You know what I mean? But at times, I watched him and you're thinking that he looked a little bit lost, especially when Man U midfields as well. And that's the thing. But I like Elliot. I mean, he's a young lad. He's 20 now? He's 20. It's time will come. It's time will come. But last night, I just thought, wasn't for me. And he's getting a 5. Well, Pete gives him a 4, but I wanted to give him a 4, but I gave him a 5 on my channel. So yeah.
Yeah, 5's about right, John.
And if I was honest with you as well, I would have hooked him or Sean off in the second half, because that's another thing Eddie needs to do. He needs to make subs early if they don't perform.
Yeah, absolutely. Right. Okay. So I'll take this man, and then I'll get your opinions as well, John.
Yeah.
And we finish off the midfield 3 with Bruno in the middle. Now Bruno is, we know what a class player Bruno is. He's a class act. Last night, I thought Bruno played really well last night, if I'm honest. He tried everything he could. But the problem is, for Bruno, and this is where I feel sorry for Bruno, and Bruno must be looking around thinking, what the hell is going on here? But he was trying to get the game going for us. The only problem with Bruno was he has nobody in that midfield 3 to help him out. So he knows Longstaff's not helping him. He knows Anderson's not really helping him a lot. Now, he looks a better player when he's got Joe Linton next to him. If he's got Joe Linton next to him, Bruno's a totally different player, because they've got that telepathy between them. They know what they're doing. The same as if he's got Willock there, he knows what he's doing. But when he's got Longstaff and Anderson there, who aren't really doing a lot and helping him out, the guy's looking lost, and you can see he gets irritated. So I thought he did well in what he was trying to do, but he didn't have the support. And you need that support from your fellow midfielders. And he wasn't getting that support. So I didn't think Bruno was too bad, but I'm going to give him a 7 anyway. What about you, John?
6, if I'm honest with you. Look, it wasn't his best night. I get that. And he didn't impact the game, in my opinion, Tony. He did not impact the game. Yes, he worked hard. He did his best, like you said. And let's be real, he gives everything for that team. Really gives everything for that side. Do you know what I mean? But I'll give him a 6. It wasn't his best night, I'm afraid. I know you give him 7, I'll give him a 6.
It's because he's got no help, John, from the other midfielders. That's the problem.
Exactly. This is exactly it. When you got Longstaff one side, Elliot on the other side, they just lacked a bit of quality. That is the thing. And you got to help Bruno out more, because he's doing everything all by himself. It's just totally unfair on this guy. Do you know what I mean? But he needs better players around him, like you said. Joe Linton. He needs Joe Linton around him. Better player. Tonali, when he comes in. This is the thing, right? Next season, Tonali, right, on the base of the back 4, spreading the pass about, it'd be perfect, as a playmaker. And then that helps Bruno and Joe Linton a lot. But last night, I look at that midfield, and I feel for Bruno, by the way. I really do feel for Bruno. And there's no assist from him. There's no goal contributions from this guy. And I feel for him. I really do feel for Bruno. I really do. And he looks frustrated like everybody else. For me, he's got to cover 2 places. I mean, I'd love to give him a 7, but because he didn't do any telling things, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah. Leeds have gone 4-0 up now, Somerville.
I tell you what, though, they're going to go up the season to the Prem. I think they're going up.
Yeah. Right, John. So we're going from 3 now, and I give you Jacob Murphy.
I said earlier on, the only best thing he's done all night is that assist for Anthony Gordon. But at the end of the day, right, the rest of the attack, I mean, the decision making in that game has not been great. Do you know what I mean? And I like Jacob Murphy. He's another one. Are we going to keep him next season, or is he going to be a squad player? So
That's
the problem.
John, but yeah.
That's the problem. The thing is, right, he's another one who's been at the club since 2017. He's been in the club for what, 7 years? Been on loan a couple of times. Wednesday and West Brom. You know? But we do need a right side of midfield. That is an absolute given. We need a right side of midfield. Get me Federico Chiesa in the summer. 1 year left on his contract. The guy's quality, you know? And for me, yes, he's got an assist. What did he do for the rest of the game? One great. He's going to be judged on that, on decision making and stuff. I'm giving him a 5.
You'll give Murphy a 5. Okay.
I'll give Murphy a 5.
For me, I thought, yes, he got the assist. Other than that, he didn't really impact that game a lot for me. I thought he was pretty average, to be fair. Would you sell him in the summer? It depends. Depends how. I mean, look, he's still got a few years left on his contract. So I think with Murphy, I think if you sell him on, as long as we got cover there, then yeah, you sell him. But if we haven't got the cover, keep him as a squad player. But for me, I don't think he was that great, apart from the assist. So for the assist, I give Murphy a 3.
Yeah, I might relegate that. I made a mistake on my ratings as well. I'm going to give Murphy, because that assist, right? He's lucky to be getting that, but I'm still going to give him a 5, and he's lucky to get that. But going back, right? I mean, if Jacob Murphy was that good, who's been linked to him? Who's been linked to him in the summer? No one. No one.
I know Forest and Crystal Palace were briefly linked with him in January, weren't they? Because they were told by Newcastle United that Newcastle wanted 20 to 25 million for him.
I don't think he's worth that. He's got 1 year left on his contract at the end of the season, hasn't he?
No, he's got a contract till 2027.
Wow. That's down to the old regime then. I'll blame Ashley for that then.
Yeah, because he gave him a long-term contract after that game against Wolves when he scored that free kick when he equalised.
On a new contract based on that. Flipping it. Christmas will come early for him. Do you know what I mean? I like Murphy.
Because Cavicci didn't want him to go.
Wow. Is he better than Elise? Nah. Esse?
No.
Nah. I mean, those are the sort of players you need to get. And if Dougie Freeman comes to director of football, right, if it's going to be him and Elise is available, we should be all over this guy. We should be all over this guy. Get this guy in, right? Get him in. Potential. He's better than Garnacho. I mean, Garnacho, right? I'm making a prediction now. This is why Atletico Madrid got rid of him. People's raving at this guy. I don't think he's that good. Yeah. He'll play for Cadiz or Elche or Osasuna within 2 seasons. You watch.
Yeah. Talking of Elise, he's not in the France squad for the Euros.
He's a London lad.
But he should have been in that squad for France, really.
I think he should. Is he French, isn't he? Because he's born in Hammersmith.
Yeah, he's French. Yeah, he's French.
Oh, wow. Interesting.
Yeah. So,
very interesting.
But yeah, absolutely. But Elise is, yeah, he's definitely a baller. So we went with Murphy. Right, I'll take his fellow compatriot, Anthony Gordon. For me, I thought Gordon was fantastic down that left. Him and Hall were the 2 best players on the team last night. Gordon got his goal. He annoyed the Man United fans. The fans kept booing him. Should have had a penalty as well. But I thought he was an absolute nuisance for Man United. He looks a totally different player now, Gordon, to what he was when he played for Everton. Hence why Liverpool are now pricking their ears up and wanting him, apparently. But he's going nowhere. But no, this lad has got to be on the plane to Germany. If he's not, it's criminal then. But yeah, I thought he was absolutely terrific last night. He tried everything he could. Picked up this. He got a couple of knocks on his ankle. That was because the Man United players couldn't keep up with him. That's why. For me, Gordon, I'm going to say, I know I'm splitting hairs here because it's really, really that hard. It's in that hair between him and Lewis Hall. But Anthony Gordon just pipped. They both scored, I know that. But Anthony Gordon just pips Lewis Hall because of the way he was everywhere around that pitch. He was all over the pass he put through for Isak as well, which Isak should have scored, and it would have been another assist to Anthony Gordon's name. So for me, Anthony Gordon gets a 10 off me. I give him a 10, and I give him man of the match as well, because I thought he was absolutely outstanding. John?
Yeah, I said 8 out of 10, Bog on Pete, so I rang him yesterday, but I've got to upgrade that to a 9. I've got to upgrade it to a 9. I don't normally give him 9s, borderline 9. I thought he was excellent last night. And like Dave said, Rob at a pen, scored a good equalising goal, trying to make things happen. And yeah, what a game he had. And I tell you what, he's going absolutely nowhere. He's not going to Liverpool. And there's a reason why Liverpool left Liverpool completely, because of the problems there. He's not going back to Liverpool. There's no way. Not a chance.
No, absolutely not. I mean, good energy dude says there. Imagine Gordon on the left and Elise on the right. Just wow.
Fat.
And that's good energy dude who's watching us on Twitch at the moment as well. I mean, yeah, Anthony Gordon, like I say, he was outstanding last night. Man, the match for me. Right, and we finish off the 11 and with Alexander Isak. John, take it away.
What can I say? I love Isak. Everyone knows that, yeah. I'm a massive fan of Isak. Love this guy. He's had a brilliant season. Yeah, but last night, I'm sorry, this is a night to get for this guy. Yes, his illness has played a part in a minute, yeah. I didn't think he felt the same. That chance he had, it was a huge chance, put us 2-1 up. And he wasted that. And then that should have been hit straight away, and he didn't do it. A little bit too long on it. Amber got in, put a block in. But other than that, he didn't really do much. I'm not going to lie. I mean, I just didn't think it was that great last night, and I'm a fan of him, yeah? I'm sorry, but he's getting a 4. I mean, I've seen other channels as well, like Home in Sun, for example, would probably get 3 out of 10. I've seen all the guy got 0 out of 10. So for me, I'm going to give this guy 4 out of 10, because for me, he was well off it, well off it. And I'll go with Pete. He didn't feel well still. He's a 4. But
yeah,
I expect it to be better on Sunday if he does play. I don't want to give him 4s out of 10s or 3s. I will give him 10s and 9s and 8s. But yesterday, I think it's a night to forget for Isak.
Yeah, I don't think Isak was quite at the races last night, to say the least. But yeah, it was a bit of a shame that he wasn't at the races last night. But but Eddie Howe said he was 100% fit, and this is the thing, right? So if he's 100% fit, then why is he missing? Why is he missing the easy chances like he did? And we know strikers do go through barren spells and things like that. But at the end of the day, I was a bit disappointed with him missing that chance. But it is what it is. But for me, Isak, yeah, not great at all. I'm
And
just
the
going to give
thing
him a
is,
3, John.
yeah,
He done
that's
nothing
fair
for
enough.
me.
That's fair enough. That's fair enough. And also as well, we need a striker. Go out and get Milik for a new year. Yeah. I mean, he's only 30. I mean, look, he's going to be playing second fiddle to Vjaric as long as he's at Juve or Vjaric is at the club. Get me Milik. I think this guy will take the Premier League by storm. He's a goal scorer. Yeah. Polish international.
Yeah,
Played for Napoli. Now playing for Juve. And it'd be good. I think the guy would be really, really good. Do you know what I mean? Get him in.
yeah, I agree, John. I
Get this
agree.
guy in.
Yeah, definitely agree with you on that one. Obviously, we saw changes afoot come on, so we saw 3 changes being made, John, on 62 minutes. So we'll quickly run through those changes. Cher came on, back from injury, which is fantastic news, considering we thought he was out for the season. Joe Linton comes on as well.
Yeah.
And as does Miggy Almiron. Let's start with Miggy Almiron, John. Look, he came on. Yes, he was unlucky not to get anywhere near that shot. But for me, again, done nothing for me in the game, John. Done nothing at all.
Yeah, that is the
Running
thing.
around like a headless chicken yet again. As I say, didn't get near that ball, which was unlucky. But other than that, done nothing for me. Miggy, a 1. And that's being generous, by the way, from me, a 1.
And
What
he
about
needs to
you,
be
John?
aware. He needs to be aware in the summer as well.
Yeah,
He needs to be aware in the
absolutely.
summer as well because if you want to move on, he cannot be a part of the process. Yeah. So for me, normally give him standard 5, but I'm going to give him a 2. He didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Yes, he's unlucky, but other than that, he offered 0. Piccolo offered Piccolo, Italian for little.
John, I'll give you Joe Linton.
Yes, he should have started the game, Tony. He should have started in that game. If he played for 65, 70 minutes, yeah. He had 2 shots on target, yeah, which which was kind of, I wouldn't say got blocked off as well, but he's always back to his best. You need legs in the midfield. You know what? He's got to start on Sunday against Brentford if you have any chance of getting to Europe, yeah, or slim chance now. For me, I'm going to give him, I'll give him a 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought Joe Linton did all right when he come on. He didn't do too
He
bad
did.
at all.
He did.
And
He done really
yeah,
well. I mean, look, we could have done with him. He caused us problems over the shot, yeah. But this is the thing, right? Joe Linton's fit, right? And I think it's 3 games, and Eddie hasn't started him yet. He played Trippier straight away. Look what happened to him.
yeah. Look, Joe Linton had a good. I thought he did well when he came on. He has to start on Sunday, absolutely. Maybe in place of Anderson. Again, was it another thing? Eddie thinking, oh well, if I drop Anderson last night after him having a good game against Brighton, he might not like it. He might think I might lose the friendship with him, so I don't want to drop him. I'll rather keep Joe Linton on the bench. I hope that's not how Eddie's mind's working. But again, look, Joe Linton, I thought, yeah, he did all right. So for me, Joe Linton gets a 7 from me. I think that's fair enough anyway. And then we saw Cher come on as well. Fabian Cher, I thought, look, he's just come back from injury, obviously, so he's getting some minutes in his legs, which is absolutely brilliant because this guy will be going to the Euros with Switzerland. No doubt about it. Switzerland need to play him more, let's be honest. I know they've got a Kanji, but look, for me, I thought, yeah, Cher did all right. Picked up a yellow card, which I thought was a bit unfortunate, the yellow card he got. But overall, he was solid enough. He tried. I'm going to give him a 5 because he's just
Yeah,
getting back
standard.
into the game. What
Standard
about you,
5 for me
John?
as well. Standard 5 for me, Tony. Standard 5. Didn't do much for me. Came in and he needs to get some match fitness as well. Yeah, 5 for me. Standard rating.
Yeah. And then, obviously, the last sub we saw come on for 77 minutes. Now, I was thinking Gordon's going off, yeah. I thought Gordon was going off. And it wasn't. It was Longstaff who went off. So Longstaff survived for 77 minutes before getting taken off for Harvey Barnes. John, give me your thoughts on Harvey Barnes' performance last night when he came on.
He didn't do much, didn't he? I can't really mark it. I'll give him a standard 5, but put himself about, but didn't really do much. I'm not gonna lie, but I expect some big things from Harvey Barnes next season. Big things. I think we should start him on Sunday. Replacing Murphy, yeah. Play him on the right. Play Murphy, Gordon on the left if he's fit. Yeah. Let's be real. He didn't do that much for me. Didn't do that much. But I think we need to start him on Sunday because this season I can't really judge him for the season. Yes, he scored against Luton and he scored a winner against West Ham, which I love. He scored twice in fact, by the way. But
yeah,
I expect him to next season. You see the real Harvey Barnes because this season he's been injured for 4 months and he needs to run the games for me.
Yeah, I agree, John. I agree. Yeah, he was all right when he came on. Barnes didn't have a lot of impact in the game, to be fair. But yeah, other than that,
Can I just go back to Miguel Miron, right? If you don't mind,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
Dave's made a good point there. Runs like a picture of his head, dude. Barnes needs to have peace and pressure on him next year to perform. With Miggy, right? I mean, he hasn't got no technical ability. He's got no technical ability whatsoever. Yeah, runs around like a headless chicken, right? I like him. He's a humble guy, but for me, as a footballer, right? I mean, what does he bring to the table now? And it winds us up. He's been there since 2018, right? I think he needs to be moved on to Saudi. He's got 1 year left on his contract as well.
Yeah. I mean, I know he refused to go in January, but I would say you go now, Miggy, and that's it, simple as. But yeah, going back to Barnes, I thought, like I say, he was okay when he came on, Barnes, but I mean, Jack, the Leicester fan, last time when they were in the Premier League, when we were getting Barnes, Jack as well. He said, look, Barnes can be very hit and miss. One game he can look absolutely brilliant, and another game he can just go missing. And I think we've seen that a couple of times this season with Barnes.
We have.
We saw the game against West Ham. He was absolutely fantastic against them. Then the next game he was just off it, wasn't he? But I'm going to give Barnes a 5. I didn't think he was either great or bad, so I'll give him I'll give him the in betweener of a 5 for Harvey Barnes as well. Right. So you took Harvey Barnes, right? Let's go to the manager, and that is Eddie Howe. Right, Eddie Howe. Right, Eddie. You totally and utterly ballsed up your selection last night. I'm going to be brutal here. You picked the wrong players, the wrong team. Pope, Joe Linton should have been in that starting lineup. Even Barnes should have been in that starting lineup. Anderson should have been dropped. Dubravka should have been out the team. Murphy should have been dropped from the team, although Gordon might not have got that goal. But there again, you don't know. But that's hypothetical. But the thing is, though, at the end of the day, Eddie Howe made a balls up to that selection last night. We had a great chance to beat the worst Man United team in Premier League history. Let's be honest, this is the worst Man United team in Premier League history. And what did Eddie do? He choked. Yes, he choked.
Choked
Now, a
it.
lot of people might not like me to criticise Eddie Howe, but I tell you now, I'm sorry, nobody is above criticism. Let's be honest. Nobody is above criticism. At the end of the day, Eddie Howe got it wrong, and it's not the first time he's bottled a big game. And I'm not being funny when I say this, or I'm not being nasty, but when it comes to big games, we seem to bottle it. And Eddie Howe seems to bottle it. Now, Eddie, we know you've got your favourites, but you've got to stop being ruthless. If you want to be manager of this football club and you want to get us trophies like you keep saying you do, then start being a manager and be ruthless. Don't think, like if Paul done it, like, oh, well, do you think we'll give him another year because he's good around the training ground? No, bollocks to that. Get him out the door. We could have got £500,000 for him in January, but no, Eddie Howe didn't want him going, bollocks. You get rid of him. Richie goes in the summer. Richie's been a fantastic servant. Bye-bye, Matt Ritchie. Bye-bye, Sean Longstaff, and a few others. But it's time for Eddie to be ruthless, and we want to see a ruthless streak from Eddie. And I want to see ruthlessness on Sunday. But for me, for last night, Eddie Howe got it totally wrong, and he gets a 3 from me. Do you think I'm being harsh, John, or do you think I'm actually right?
You're absolutely right. You're facts, absolute facts. I mean, I love Eddie to the bottom of my heart, well, the goods of my heart, yeah. But it's a massive game, right? I think he bottled it on his team lineup as well, completely on top bottom. Yeah, they kind of think negative. Well, we speak facts, yeah. We speak facts, yeah, not sheep, yeah. We say it how it is, yeah. And the fact is, right, Joe Linder was fit. Why did you not play him? Then, Livermore didn't play because he was ill. Played Crawford right back. Trippier's not ready. He is not ready at all, yeah. Then he still plays Longstaff in the midfield. Why play him? Yes, we had Callum Wilson problems as well. Yeah, okay, that's well documented. But at the end of the day, you're right. 3 out of 10 sounds a bit right.
Yeah, absolutely, John. I can't give any more than that. And then last but not least, John, the fans. I mean, the fans were fantastic, weren't they, John?
Facts. I was there. Absolutely brilliant. I got me vlogs as well. If you haven't liked the vlogs I've done, please go into it. Click on like. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Thank you very much indeed for that. Fans, 10 out of 10. Big up to the away fans. Absolutely fantastic. And we clapped them off after the game like we always do, right? And it's just the atmosphere. The away fans, absolutely brilliant. Oh, and by the way, I got no stick whatsoever of the YouTube here as well. Brilliant fans as well. I met Lee Lawyer as well, Newcastle Fans TV. Big up to Lee, by the way. I saw Soph Williamson, big United fan. Got her an interview as well. Big up to Soph as well. And big up to the people that see us yesterday. Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, brilliant, John. Yeah, the fans were brilliant. 10 out of 10 for me. Absolutely, without a shadow of a doubt. Right, now looking ahead to Sunday's game, John. Now, I'm thinking, maybe do we put a couple of youngsters on the bench? Now, what I mean as in youngsters, and depend how the game's going, would you be tempted to put this guy on the bench and give him, say, 15 minutes? Because it's the last game of the season, and it won't probably do any harm, especially if we're winning the game comfortably. So the first player I'm going to bring up, John, is this man, Alfie Harrison, who seems to be playing pretty well for us, and he picked up a Player of the Month award. Would you give him a go, John? Would you give him 15 minutes to see what he can do?
100%. I don't see why not. Alfie Harrison, I mean, he's getting rave reviews in the reserves. I tell you what, I'd bite a bullet and stick him in front of Sean Longstaff. Stick him, get him replace Longstaff, 100%, man. Yeah, and then see what he does. Do you know what I mean? Give him a full game. Got now to lose. Chelsea's not going to lose against Bournemouth, but we've got to make sure we don't lose against Brentford and Man U beat Brighton. Otherwise, it'll be if. And then we end the season like an absolute whimper for me. But it could have been a lot worse with all the injuries they've had. But we're in a golden position to get into Europe. and then we messed up in 2 games, possibly 3. But get this guy in, give him a game, now to lose.
I mean, if we weren't to start Trippier on Sunday and we put Kraft at right back, and if Shea is still not fit to start, which I would imagine he's probably not fit for starting at the minute, he'd probably have another cameo. Now then, would you put this guy alongside Dan Burn on Sunday? Because I would. I think he's going to be a cracking defender in years to come. There he is on screen, Alex Murphy. I think he was terrific against that tackle he put in against Sheffield United when the referee first said penalty until he went the monitor and realised, oh, hang on, it wasn't. It was a hell of a tackle. The guy's got quality. In pre-season, he was absolutely fantastic for us. He's never let us down when he's come on. I think you could quite comfortably put this guy in, this young man in against Brentford on Sunday. And, and with Dan Burn next to him, with all the experience that Dan Burn's got, even if you put Kraft on the bench and you play Trippier, he's got Trippier there as well, who's got experience as well. And then, even Bruno high-fived him for that tackle because he knew it was a hell of a tackle. I mean, look, would you give him a go, John, Alex Murphy? I would, because I've raved on about this guy a few times. And I know a couple of times Rowley said, oh, no, I wouldn't put a young lad like that in. And I'm like, no, Rowley, this guy is a real deal. He's just signed a new long-term deal. And, I think he's going to turn out to be a fantastic centre-half.
Yeah, I think he will. I mean, I don't put too much pressure on the kid. I know people in the chat are saying that's it's too important. It's a massive game. But I just can't see Chelsea losing. Chelsea won't lose against Bournemouth. No way. But for me, I said, going back to Alfie Harrison, right? I play with Bruno Longstaff. But for Alex Murphy, I'll wait on him. You got to go with experience at the back. For me, get him on the subs bench. But if they're winning comfortably, I'll give him a go. I'll get him on. But for me, you've got to play your experienced players, especially in defence, in a game like this. But I wouldn't have any problems with Alfie Harrison going in for Sean Longstaff. Because
I don't think you'd. Yeah.
I don't think he'll do it. I don't think he'll do it. But I see where he come from.
But I don't think he'd start Alfie Harrison if he did put him on the bench. I don't even think he'll be on the bench, if I'm honest, John. But look, it was only a question to see if he was on the bench, would you give him 15 minutes? Absolutely, depending how the game's going. If we're winning that game, say 3-0, then you could say, there you go, Alfie Harrison, get yourself on, have 15 minutes. There's no pressure.
Go enjoy yourself.
Go and enjoy yourself. And watch to see he doesn't come on and set up a assist for somebody, It could be a dream debut for him, or he could score a cracker, You just don't know. Alex Murphy, yes, I think he is a good centre-back. I see what people are saying. Or what you do is you maybe say, can Shea start this game? If he can, give him, say, 68 minutes, and then you bring Alex Murphy on for the last 32 minutes, 22 minutes or whatever, So, I mean, look, Alex Murphy's been on a few times in Newcastle, and he's done quite all right. So, I know people are saying you use pre-season for youngsters and things like that. But you got to look at some of the players. You look at Liverpool. They brought Quansah back from Bristol Rovers. He had been at Bristol Rovers on loan. Yeah. And straight back into the Premier League. Yes, okay, he's had a couple of games, one game where he made an error, for Fernandes to strike home. But other than that, the guy hasn't really put a foot wrong. He's only a youngster. He signed a new deal with Liverpool. They've brought Bobby Clark into the team. We know he's a class act and he should never have left Newcastle United because our former owner should never have sold him, really. That was bad business. We missed out there.
Exactly.
But, you've got to start having a bit of trust in these youngsters. And if they're good enough, throw them on. We know Alex Murphy's good enough. We know that. He's played well in pre-season, as I said, and the times he's come on. That tackle against Jaden Bogle, who was one of Sheffield United's quickest full-backs, and he is a quick full-back, Jaden Bogle, and he kept up with him, and he got the tackling. Yes, okay, like I said, the referee pointed the spot, but when Tony Harrington went to the monitor, he realised, oh, hang on, it wasn't. It was one hell of a bloody tackle. And that's the sort of tackle that a seasoned pro would do, not a youngster, because sometimes youngsters go in rash when they play in the Premier League, but he didn't. He was calm, and that's why Bruno high-fived him after it. But yeah, I thought he was. But yeah, I mean, even if you had to bring him on for the last 20 minutes or something like that, because obviously you can't give Shea too many minutes, then yeah, I wouldn't have a problem with that if Alex Murphy came on for the last 20 minutes. Jarvis Cocker says, big up, John. Hope you're good, pal.
Big up, Jay. You good? Good for
Foxy
you, man.
says, imagine being a youngster on a game like this and they make a mistake and cost us Europe. He's finished, not worth the risk. No, I see where you come from. I wouldn't start the youngster. Maybe not start the youngsters. But like I just said there, Foxy, with Shea, if you get 60, 70 minutes out of Shea, then bring Murphy on. If it might be well up in that game.
Can I say something as well? Right? Going back in 2018, sorry to cut in, right? Back in 2017, a certain Declan Rice played his first full game against Newcastle and St James's, right? Lost 3-0 against us, yeah? Made that mistake for the first goal, right? Giving the ball away. And then he realised he made a mistake. He trapped back. And when he got the first goal, Declan's very, very, very kept the ball out from there. And West Ham fans are saying, the guy's finished, yeah? Look at him now. Look at him now. It's gone from being finished, now plays for England.
Yes, there's the last 20 minutes of squeaky bum time, but you need your players with the best mentality. This is what I'm saying, Bia. If we are 3-0 up and cruising the game, but Alex Murphy come on against Sheffield United and played well. So he's not a bad player, and that's why he's gone. That's why we've tied him down to a long-term contract, because we know the potential he's got. We literally nicked him from Galway, and look, once this lad's got his experience, that's why he's not gone out on loan anywhere, because Eddie Howe knows what a good player he is. That's why he's being kept at Newcastle. I mean, we know Garant Kowal's going to be going down to Australia with the team. Talking about Australia, Trippier is voicing his concerns over this game in Australia as well. And who can blame Kieran Trippier as well? I mean, look, at the end of the day, what he says the decision to fly on a post-season tour, he says it's far from ideal, especially on the eve of the Euros. He says it's not like it's Benidorm, which is around the corner. This is 25 hours away. Now, I can see there's going to be a lot of players from both sides not wanting to go on this tour. And at the end of the day, I still say this is a meaningless game. Because at the end of the day, yes, I know it's a commercial thing, and it's great for Tottenham because Postecoglou is going back to Australia. But all in all, I think it's stupid timing to do something like this so close to the Euros. But look, John, I mean, do you think the players who are going to the Euros should be kept out of that team and kept back at home?
Yeah, I'll go 100% on that one. I know people, I would love to go to Australia touring as well, but it's too short notice. But I'm definitely going to Japan. So I've got my flights booked. I've got to pay more money, and I've got to look for the hotels as well. So I should be going to Japan. So going back to about, thank you, man. Going back about Chippy's comments and that, I can see where he's coming from, right, in a way. But the fans are having a go at him as well. Come out and say that it's a poor time. It's time's not ideal, right? But he's getting in the neck for coming out with those statements, yeah. But it's too soon after the game. But I can see why the club want to do it, to get our club being a bit of exposure. We want our club to be worldwide, yeah. So we're going to give the fans in Australia a chance to watch us, yeah, which is fantastic. But for me, if you don't want to go, don't go. Simple as that. like players like Trippier, Gordon, maybe
Yeah,
Bruno. He may not want to go. I've got a feeling that youngster's going to go and play. I think it's going to be youngsters going to go and play. That is the thing.
yeah,
But it'd be unfair for the Aussies to go and watch that. They paid a bit of money to watch us play. They want to see the big stars there. That is the thing. So, like I said, I would love to go. I would love to meet Clover, and but in the future I will go. But I think it's bad time. I think for me, I think it's a good time to go. In my opinion, it's
yeah,
like a 39th game. Go out there and just enjoy it. Because you can't
yeah.
tell people like Adam P. Lee and saying they're going over there, and then the players go out and say it's a bad time. They paid a lot of money to go to Australia.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm frozen. But
if Trippier turns around and says, "Right, I'm in the Euros and I don't want to go," there's nothing, you can see because they're going to be jet lagged, and you know, Trippier wants to be fresh for the England games. So does probably Gordon. Might be the same for Sheriff. He's in the Switzerland squad. He might say, and the same with Dubravka because he'll be in the Slovakian squad. That it'll be like, well, we don't want to go and play in this because we want to be in the Euros. It's a
yeah,
bit of a silly. I think it's a bit of a silly timing for the game. I think it's bad timing.
yeah, I kind of agree. It is bad timing for it, but that should have been put back to July. If they played in July in Australia, I definitely would have done it. I would have done that 100% because I've never done Australia and it's just short timing. I've never done Japan. I'm going to do it, but you're right. I mean, it is bad timing, but we got to go with it. Simple as that. Simple as that. We want to go there. I know the players, but what also as well, the players, Tony, have to realise they're on hundreds of thousands of pounds a week.
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing. But I mean, it's a hard one, man. It's a hard one. I'd just say get on with it, get over there. And if you're playing for England, don't go.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, we'll come to the end of the show. It's been a cracking show. Obviously, John's frozen, but he's still there behind the screen. John, do you want to give a shout out in what you've got coming up on your channel this week?
Oh, thanks for having us on again, Tony. And I really appreciate that, and even to the chat as well. And if you like to subscribe to the channel, is John Sinclair TV, and also on YouTube, Facebook. I'm also on Instagram. I'm also on X, and also I've just done a matchday vlog that's been updated. And if you'd like to click on the like button as well, if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, please. And like I said, I hope to be back tomorrow. I could do the preview Brentford game, but I have to be an early one because obviously Peter's doing the food pick show at 8 o'clock. So, and I should be hopefully there tomorrow if I can get a Brentford fan on. So keep your eyes peeled for that.
Lovely, John. Thank you very much. Dave Bullman says bad time and players won't be happy. You can see why the club is doing it, and the pre-season in Japan. We are so far behind the top 6 favourites commercially, so we will grow over the next few years, absolutely. Tristan says, club comes before country because Newcastle could force players out of the England team. It's right. Yeah, but it's a big competition, no, Tristan. It's not like it's a friendly or anything like that. Great show, guys, says Ian. Cheers, Ian Fleming. Foxy says, what part of Japan are you going to, John?
We're going to play our Reds. I believe that's the first game. And then 3 days after that, it will be against Yokohama F. Marinos. So I'm going to stay in Tokyo, and the place I'm going to stay at, if I haven't booked it up yet, but let's have a look at. Hopefully Shinjuku.
Very good, John. Very good. Yeah, so guys and girls, if you've enjoyed what you see, then please don't forget to smash that like. It does help the channel. So if you haven't yet, give it a like, follow Sean the Sheep, and do smash that thumbs up. If you're brand new to the channel, come and hit the subscribe. Come be part of this great community. on the way towards 1200. Also, hitting that bell notification tells you when I'm live, have a pre-record or any upcoming shows as well. I will be doing a Brentford preview at some point as well, so do keep an eye out for that. And there'll be the pre-match as usual on Sunday as well. Tristan says, no, Tony, people forget your club obligations comes before international games, as they're contracted to Newcastle first. Yeah, I see what you mean, Tristan, as well, but I think if players are playing in the Euros, I think our club will be a bit more lenient towards them and saying, look, you get yourself off for the Euros, because it's a big thing, especially for Gordon as well. Great show, says Lorraine. Thank you very much, Lorraine. And Foxy says, take care, everyone. Great show, guys. Thank you very much indeed, Foxy.
Thank you.
Yeah. But remember, guys, the future's bright. The future is definitely black and white. And look, disappointing last night not to beat that awkward, horrible Man United team that is very, very poor. Let's hope we back it up with a great performance at Brentford. Let's keep above Man United, which would be absolutely fantastic. And let's get a European spot. Let's hope if we do finish 7th, that Man City, we all pray and we all support Man City in the FA Cup final to beat Man United. And then that means we'll have the Conference League next season. That's a competition we can win. We can win it. But again, you never know. Football is a funny old game, as St. and Greavesy once said. And the thing is, what would upset the apple cart more would be if Bournemouth went and turned over Chelsea. I know people are saying it's nailed on Chelsea will beat Bournemouth, but never say never. It would just be hilarious if Bournemouth beat them, we win, and we finish 6th place. So, and then we'd be looking back at that Old Trafford game thinking, actually, we're not bothered about losing that now in some ways because we finished 6th. Although it'll still hurt that defeat from Man United, but it'll be a little bit sweeter because we'll have finished 6th because Bournemouth will have helped us out by beating Chelsea. But if it's not, if we finish 7th, as long as we got Europe, I couldn't care less where we go. As long as we're in Europe next season, that would be absolutely fantastic. Especially with the season we've had with a lot of injuries as well. So we will wait and see. Great show, lads, says Dave. Come on the tune Sunday. Come on, Brighton and Bournemouth Conference League away trip to somewhere interesting. Absolutely, Dave. Absolutely, mate. But until then, guys, take care. Enjoy the rest of your evening. See you later. And it's bye-bye from me. Away the lads.
Away the lads.